What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we got to talk about Transformers Reactivate, I guess, for one last time. This was definitely not the video I wanted to make. We talked about this game quite a bit over the last, 2 or so years. Made a lot of videos, a lot of Transformers accounts, I think, are pretty devastated today, and I feel for them. I also feel for the workers. I mean, cutting to the end of the story first, the game shut down. Now, I want to read the statement given by them and kind of go off a little bit because I do think, the handling of this game has been atrocious, to say it lightly. I think you could probably say it in worse ways, honestly. But first, I guess let's go over the news and the statement made by Splash Damage. Now, they're not shutting down. The game is, but they are laying off, you imagine, a pretty good amount of people, and they explain that in the update. So, studio update. Today, we have some very difficult news to share. The decision has been made to end development of Transformers Reactivate. This means we will be scaling down to refocus our efforts on other projects. Unfortunately, despite every effort, a number of roles across the studio are now potentially at risk of redundancy. This decision did not come lightly and is a difficult time for the studio and our people. We want to take a moment to thank the team who worked on Transformers for their dedication and passion. Hasbro was an incredible and supportive partner throughout, and we hope to work with them again. To the many fans, your excitement and support helped keep us going. While not being able to see the game through to release is painful, having to say goodbye to friends and colleagues hurts even more. We're now focused on doing everything we can to support them through this tough period, just as we are committed to caring for those who will stay with us as we build a stronger Splash Damage for the future. Thank you for your compassion and understanding. You feel for the people. I hope that they, land on their feet. I've said it, and the sad thing is we've had to say it a few different times, right? These layoffs, I know it's after the holidays now, but, it's the new year, and it's not a great time, right? I mean, I've always said, for as bad of situations that some games can put themselves in, you wish for generally the best for people, have like a ceiling or, a roof over your head, be able to eat, feed the family. I mean, anything else, maybe you're stretching it, but just be able to, afford life. So I do absolutely wish these people the best, and hopefully they can find another job really, really quickly. It sucks. I mean, and here's the thing, like Transformers Reactivate was always kind of a project. And when I say project, I mean, like, it was never a guarantee in my head of how this thing was going to go. I was very willing to cover it, as I have multiple times. I was willing to give it a shot, and I wanted to see how it was going to go. But, a live service type Transformers game is not really, it wasn't the top of my list. Now we've seen like snippets of the game throughout freaking all of history, it seems like, at this point. And, it looked a little bit like the War for Cybertron, Fall of Cybertron. I mean, if it had similar vibes to that, similar gameplay, and then, if it was a live service type thing, could it have worked? I think it absolutely could have. And that kind of goes to actually what I was saying on Twitter. Is it that hard? Is it that hard to... I mean, look, it's hard to make games in general. I'm not saying that. I'm kind of joking about the whole thing, but we really should have Transformers games. We should have like a steady stream of them. We've already seen, I think, like the best way of doing these games, but we've also seen that they can work. Like, Transformers is a property that you give a game, and I mean, if you go live service, you go live service. You go single player. I really think it could have been successful. So, it does suck because, like, at the end of the day, we know a little bit about it, right? Like, there was so much leaks, and so, a lot has come out in different ways. Again, a lot of Transformers accounts on Twitter, on YouTube, I think, have done a really good job of breaking it down. But, like, the end product, it was always something that it was going to have to prove it. At least to me, it was like a prove it type territory. But look, I mean, for games that come out and they're like bad or terrible or disgusting, like games that you honestly just don't like right when they come out, at least they came out. I guess you can maybe argue, like, is it better to be stopped before it happens? I don't know. I feel like some of the worst days or some of the worst stories is literally a game being just flat out canceled or shut down before the game comes out. If the game comes out, and especially if they wanted, like, what the game was is what they wanted, it made it. You know what I mean? Like, games that actually make it through and just maybe aren't good, at least they got to tell their story, or at least they got to tell their gameplay mechanic. At least they got to show the world. A game like this, you don't even know, right? It didn't even make it across the finish line. So, really sucks. Really sucks. And, that was a bigger profile Game Awards, Jeff Keighley type thing. They showed off that trailer, and then, here we are a couple of years later, and the game's canceled. Cross your fingers and pray for the, those old games being put back on storefronts. I still think think that's going to happen. At this point, 2025, as I mentioned a few weeks ago, what's Transformers like in 2025? Well, now it's nothing for Reactivate. Maybe we get something for War, Fall of Cybertron, etc. So let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.